Hello everyone, this is a reminder this is not a news channel, this is a political platform. Thank you for listening. Today I've been feeling a bit ranty. I know I did a rant recently, but I decided I'm going to go ahead and do another one that's a little less vehement, but still very, very relevant. Today I want to rant a little bit about the Republican Party and Mitch the Bitch McConnell. That's right, you heard me. Mitch the Bitch McConnell. The man who sounds like he's got a perpetual cotton in his mouth, like he's just been to the dentist every time he speaks. So he kind of sounds like this. And he's always on about, you Democrats are truly awful, and we're going to do absolutely nothing about it. Just wag my finger at you, then you'll be sorry. Because that's what he is. That is how the whole Republican is. They are talk the talk, but not walk the walk. They are do-nothings. Imagine if the Republican Party was a person, and then you hired that person to do security at a bank. And then someone tries to bust into the vault. They'd be like, hey, wait, you, stop. No, don't go in there. But then they wouldn't do anything about it. They would just shout angrily. They'd be like, hey, you, stop! You there! But then they don't do anything about it. That's what the Republican Party is today. Look at Mitch McConnell's Twitter page, and you'll notice his Twitter page is essentially this in a nutshell. Man, look at those Democratic liberals and leftists. They sure are awful. And solution to their awfulness? An actual substantial solution? Nope, nothing. He ain't got nothing. None of them have anything. They don't do shit. And many people have said, I don't know if it's actually true, but many people have said the Republicans are just the Democrats from 5 years ago. That wherever the Democrats were 5 years ago, that's where the Republicans will be today. I don't actually know that's true. I don't know it's not true. All I know is the Republicans have principles, but they aren't fighting for them. They aren't doing anything in support of those principles. They just put on a pretty face for those of us conservatives, pretending to be, we're fighting for you. We're your champions. No, you're fucking not. You are the champions of useless old men who can't do anything. And useless old men, the thing about them is, they were useless young men once upon a time too. And it ain't because they're old, it's because they were always useless, and they never learned how to be anything more than that. They've always been useless, they always will be useless. Mitch McConnell, Mitch the bitch, you are useless. You are a useless empty sack of flesh. You are a waste of space, you are a waste of everyone's time. Until you learn how to actually have an active solution. Otherwise, stop winking at the Democrats. Because quite honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you and them were actually in the bed together. Your controlled opposition from the state. The whole Republican Party may very well be controlled opposition from the state. Because they always talk about, being anti-abortion and pro-life and all that. But then when it comes right down to it, what do they actually do in the favor of that goal and that objective? Nothing! They don't do shit. That's what they always do. They're do-nothings talk the talk but don't walk the walk. That is the Republican Party. How amazingly useless are you all? Now, sure, you got guys like, what's-his-face, Rand Paul. The funny thing is, growing up back in the day, whenever politics came as a subject in my childhood household, my dad does kind of sound a little bit like Rand Paul, or even Ron Paul sometimes. He has a very Paulish veneer to his political talking points when he decides to speak on them, which is not often. But when he does, he sounds like a Paulite. Right? I'm very much at home with someone like Rand Paul. It is familiar, it is good, and if you fact check a lot of it, what he says is mostly true. Is he as useless as Mitch the bitch? Absolutely not. The dude is doing something, albeit mostly just speaking on the Senate floor. That's certainly better than doing nothing. But I would like to see something a little more substantive from Rand. And Marco Rubio is also speaking up quite a bit on political issues, talking about tribalism. So those two, I think, between Rand and Marco Rubio, they're worth something. They're actually doing something. But from what I've seen overall, the party just fails on so many levels. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's them truly being useless or if they're just controlled opposition. I don't know what it fucking is, but they're a waste of space. I am not going to vote for someone just because there's an R after their name. I sure as hell ain't going to vote if there's a D after their name. I will vote only for people who recognize moral value and are actually going to do something. I don't want a talker not being a walker. I want heroes. I want champions. I want people who are actually going to do shit. And that isn't Mitch McConnell, and that's definitely not the Republican Party. That's Rand Paul and Marco Rubio. At least they're doing something. So I pretty much stand with them. But I mean, fuck these people, man. Ugh. I just want to just reach my hands around that throat and just like shake them back and forth like, you useless fucking son of a bitch. Do something. Anything, Mitch. Just do something. To paraphrase Rufus Shinra from Final Fantasy VII to his cohort, Heidegger, do something. I'll be expecting results. Anyway. Peace. Tschüss.